their choice and have it altered however they like, but we will not be providing that service for you. And just so you know, we will be announcing the winner next week, and we will be checking to see that you actually followed all the steps in the previous live stream. So it's literally only the live streams that we've done throughout the month of May. Make sure that you check those out, and it's only the ones here on CysterWigs main channel. So the Friday night live streams, make sure that you get to the point where we give the clue and the password. And that's really important because I'm about to tell you why. And we're not going to give you the password at this point in the video. We will give it to you a little bit later, okay? So the entry detail clue for tonight is 1, and this is on the screen so you can follow it, screenshot it, whatever you need to do. 1, grab your favorite dad joke or bad pun joke. Aim for so wholesome you could tell, you know, a grade schooler. Because I would love to do that as our final live stream for the spring, is to just share all the cheesy dad jokes. I would love to do that. I think it'd be a hoot. Make sure you email it to support@CysterWigs.com. I'm sure that Enrique would very much get a kick out of seeing all of your dad jokes too. So make sure you say hi to Enrique and John and Jamie at our help desk. And the subject line, you might, this is very relevant. This is where those keywords come in handy. The subject line needs to be the secret keywords that we've given you. They don't necessarily have to be in order, but it will certainly make your entry easier to spot if it is presented in order that we gave the clues. So again, I'm going to say that one more time, just for everybody's understanding. Grab your favorite dad joke, stick it in an email, send it to support@CysterWigs.com with the keywords in the subject line, and make sure you didn't forget the other 2 things we asked you to do as part of this process that were both, all of it's free to do. So there you go. And speaking of which, stay tuned for today's secret word. Remember that all the secret words need to be in the subject of your email entry to us. So hopefully that'll make sense. I told you when you actually heard what I was going to ask you guys to do, and when we put it all together, that you go, oh God, really? Yes, really. I thought cheesy dad jokes would be the way to go. Just so you know, this is not a paid ad, though I do sell these wigs. Yeah, we will talk more about those wigs in a little bit. We've got some fun ones for you because our spring collection is set to ship sometime around the beginning of June. So we're super stoked to receive those, inspect them, and start adding them to the website. So you're going to start seeing things like our holographic blonde and stuff like that not only hit the website, but also our Amazon store. So if you prefer to buy on Amazon, we're going to make sure that we set some of our inventory aside this time for some of these more hotly anticipated launches, so that way folks on Amazon can get a hold of them too. I'm looking out for you. So we got this. We'll get it together at some point. All right, but yeah, shameless self-promotion achieved.
All right.
So let's make a look. Do you want to tell them a little bit about the palette while I kind of get situated, honey?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, let's see here.
Yeah?
All right, let's see.
I'm going to curl my lashes while he's talking.
All right, let's see here. Where was I? Who have we got joining us? Yep, mentioned Serene. Leanne has joined us. Hi, Leanne.
Hello.
Liz says, finally found you. A bit confusing.
Hi, Liz.
In full disclosure, my sweet,
yes.
I accidentally pressed the wrong button when setting up the live stream, so it's streaming to Facebook, but not YouTube.
Oh, man.
So I have fixed that now. It's now streaming to YouTube. So now people are finding us on YouTube.
See, this is why I don't want you to wait for the last minute.
I didn't wait till the last minute. I set this up.
We're having a married moment. This is so married. It's painful.
I'm going to stay with my mother.
Wait, I thought that was what I was supposed to say, but I would not say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you want to go stay with your mom, you'd have to go to England.
Yes.
That would be a heck of a journey just to throw a tantrum. Oi.
Cheryl has joined us. Hello, Cheryl.
You want to get on the screen?
Already did.
Oh, I don't see you.
Oh, you mean me on the screen?
Yeah, you're talking.
Yeah, Cheryl says, okay. Hi, glad. Well, I'm behind you on the screen as well, so I'm on twice. Cheryl says, hi, glad to be here.
Hi, Cheryl.
Let's see. Shelly F has joined us. Hello, Shelly.
Hello.
Liz says, gorgeous necklace.
Thank you. I got this on Poshmark. You know, it's the same old story every time I bring out a blingy necklace. I bought it used because you know, when the price is right and it's really, really blingy, I have a hard time saying no.
Let's see what else we got here.
Right, that looks curly enough.
Faith has joined us, finally able to find you on the iPhone.
Yeah, Nigel actually set everything up again himself. We're getting him used to kicking these off. So it's a little bit of a trial and error process still.
We've got about 5 little tiny buttons, all with Moon Kitty logos, and I pressed the wrong one to set this up.
That's all right. You know, as long as you don't make the same mistake twice, we can just chalk it up to the learning curve. Sound fair? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. I like that.
Yeah, Bettina says no damn reminder. Well, yeah, that's YouTube.
Well, let me go ahead and use this as an excellent segue. Thank you, Bettina. Thank you for giving me a chance to actually like segue. So I'm actually going to give the wig away next week, and then we are probably, I put the calendar up on the community tab, and in fact I'm going to reference that right now because I am not good at dates. Like, I'm autistic, and so scheduling stuff not my forte, which is why I wanted to get all of this stuff in writing, and that way it's easy for you guys to understand, because I know sometimes I need that too. Like, if it's not written out for me, sometimes I'm like, when? Was I supposed to, did I have a doctor's appointment today? That is a frequent question I ask. I've been trying to schedule a mammogram for like 3 weeks that I keep missing the appointment. So I had to put this on the community tab more for my derpiness than anything else. And I figured we could all benefit from it. So on the community tab, we put, cool. So in June, we've got we've got the final one, which is going to be where I give away the wig, and then we're going to take a break from live streams for a little bit on this channel. And then same thing with CysterWigs 2. We're going to have the live stream party tomorrow. We're going to have a follow-up, and then we're going to take a little break. We're going to actually like go enjoy the summer before the sun becomes really, really brutal down here.
As it tends to do.
Yeah. So by the time the sun gets really crazy again in July, we will be back to the live streams. So we're only taking like 3 weeks off, and we will still be working. We're just not going to be doing live stuff for a little bit, so that way we can kind of travel a bit. And the other thing that I wanted to mention with that is when we come back, we'll be coming back on Vimeo. So a lot of this confusion will go away. The appearance of the live streams may change a little bit too. I'm even going to try in that time off to play around with like some of the like OBS type software to see if I can find one that will plug into Vimeo, give us a little bit more functionality than what's baked into it. But I'm going to play around. We'll figure it out. But I think that will be a really nice place to host our stuff. We will be able to avoid our videos diverting people away to other creators and other channels. And we will also be able to kind of like handle most of the distribution of the alerts, like the announcements of when these come out. Like, it's confusing right now because we don't know if YouTube is actually sending stuff out to people. And there's a lot of stuff that goes on YouTube that I kind of want to get away from. So we are, yeah, he's laughing because that's like an understatement and a half.
No, I'm laughing at some of these comments.
Oh, cool.
We'll have to share shortly.
Yeah, all right, awesome. But yeah, sorry, you made me lose track of what I was.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's all right, my sweet.
Yeah, you made me lose track. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All right, well.
It's okay. Why are you apologizing?
Annie says hi there. Amy says hello, everyone.
Hello.
Let's see.
Well, no, what was I saying?
I'm trying to remember because I was laughing at.
Here's the thing, like okay, honey, pay attention to the conversation. We are on air people. Yeah. Right. And then see, we're still trying to get the hang of this, and at some point, it's gonna click. Right. At some point.
Don't you're like a child. You want to into the middle of a conversation without knowing the context.
But no.
Shut up.
No, don't cuss. No.
No, I wasn't going to. No, you're not wrong, Walter.
Yeah. No, but so like, no, it's like every week I'm like, hey, pay attention to the conversation, and then we'll break and look at the comments, and because he gets distracted, like a magpie gets distracted by shiny things. When it comes to, you're still paying more attention to the bleep bloops on the screen, aren't you?
Magpies.
Oh my God. All right. I think I should just give up at this point. We're having a married moment, and that was very married. All right.
Crisp and refreshing?
Yes. Okay, so I would like to do a look then. So I'm gonna need you to carry the day a little bit, dear.
All righty. Where's the thing that says, let's make a look? All righty. Good stuff. What?
You are so not into this right now. Are you okay?
I've lost my place as well.
Okay, cool. Because you seem a little out of it.
Squirrel.
Yeah, that's right. If you need to take a break, I can handle it. You know what I mean? I just like be present, be in the moment.
Okay.
Be in the moment, right?
Serene says magpie. But
Yes.
as a cardinal because there are no corvid emojis for some unknown reason. And Bren says, "Hi all, can't stay long, but we'll catch you in the replay." Excellent.
Thank you for making the visit. That's very cool.
Yes, indeed. Thanks for dropping by. And Catherine says, "Corvids are awesome." Yes, Catherine. Yes, they are.
Are those Greckles corvids?
Grackles.
Are they grackles? Is that what they're called?
Grackles are related to American blackbirds. I don't think they're closely related to corvids. We've got grackles at our bird station. Okay. Alrighty. The lack of corvid emojis is a recurring theme. Yes, because it's bloody annoying.
All right, so I just used their primer, which is like up here in the corner, like a creamy primer. It has kind of like a tan appearance to it almost, like it's very, very light. So I'm gonna give it a couple seconds, just kind of see if it creases, and then we'll go from there.
All right, Shelly has a request.
Yeah.
Can you repeat the contest directions, please? We didn't hear them because YouTube wasn't up in time.
Sure. Give me just a second. Boop, 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 boop. There you go. We'll put those on the screen while I do the rest of this. So,
all right.
Yeah, this one has some really pretty shimmers. It's got this highlighter, which is basically just meant to go here. So I'm just going to put it there because that's where it's meant to go. Ooh.
How's that looking?
It's very soft, but very sparkly. It is very sparkly. I wouldn't necessarily say it's glittery, though. I'm going to put some here in the center, too, just for the sake of it. I'm using a soft shader by Sonia G.
I'm going to take myself off so you can actually be on the camera.
Okie dokie.
And so that the details don't, entry details don't get fogged up, I'm going to just read this from 5 to 14er. Grackles are awful. I always call them European starlings. They'll clean out a feeder in 2 minutes.
Yes, we have some at our feeder that
got like a mob
oh
of
my
5.
gosh, they just gang up, and they're so much bigger than some of the songbirds that they just chase them all off. And that makes me sad because I love our little tufted mice. Is it mice or mouses?
Tufted titmice.
Tufted titmice. Not only do they have an excellent name, but they're so cute.
Chirp.
Chirp. Okay, so I put the highlighter in there.
And no, Shelly, we haven't done the secret word yet.
Nope, that's coming in a little bit. I don't want to do that all with the stuff on the screen. That's too easy. So, got to take that off now.
Oh, I was just going to take that off for you, but you beat me to it.
So, let's see. What do we want to do here? Let's do some matte stuff. We've got these down here. These are all mattes in this bottom row. So, I'm just going to play with them as I think they're intended to be played with. So, we're going to put the pink one, and I'm using the same brush. It's just called Matte Pink. And it's very, very light. That's the thing. Everything in this palette is really light. But Talia was saying that this is really dusty. That ABH palette last week was phenomenally dusty compared to this. This is not giving me much dust at all. So, yeah.
From Flab to 14er says, and they poop on everything. Try leaving the feeder empty for a week. See what happens. They move on. They may move on if there's no food.
I'll have to check that out because I think they're pretty, but there are too many of them.
Yeah.
But we bought a bird bath and the whole shebang.
A little fountain for it.
Oh, I love watching the little birds. They're so cute.
We've only had one hummingbird come to our hummingbird feeder so far. It was on the first day, and she checked it out, took one sip, and buggered off. Maybe
she doesn't like the brand of feeder stuff we got. We got the clear stuff because I heard that I'm using the mid-tone shade here. I heard that the red dyed stuff is not good for them, but I don't know. I was just going off of something that I heard. But they're so pretty. I want more hummingbirds for sure.
Definitely. Serene says, "Titmice sounds like a word that would make all 10-year-old boys giggle." Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Cheryl says, "We have a flock of corvids who chatter loudly and I think have chased off other birds. Wouldn't be surprised." And Serene says, "It looks like some of the colors have an embossed pattern on them. Is that so you can tell the matte from the shimmery, sparkly ones?"
I don't think so. The only one that doesn't have that is the primer. And every single one of these has that on it. It's just some of them are kind of worn down because I've been playing with them. But they all have that. And it feels really neat when you're playing with it with your finger. But yeah, everything in here is a powder with the exception of that primer, which is kind of a cream base. I'm going to put a little bit of that here in that outer corner too, just to...
Andy has just joined us. She says, "Hi, everyone."
Hello.
Hi.
Glad you could join us. That's a little bit darker there. Yeah, this one's definitely going to pass the test about is it nude, because it's meant to be.
Yeah, Serene approves of texture.
Oh, me too. It makes it that much more enjoyable. Now this matte, which is a plum color that almost looks brown here on the edge here, this one is actually quite intense. And I'm actually thinking that I should hold off on using it, honestly, and use some of there's one of these shades right here that is literally called Ombre Sculpting Powder. So I'm going to use that for that purpose. I'm just kind of trying to figure out which brush I want to use for it. Let's go with this one. This is a Wayne Goss 6. It's got a flat surface to it, or almost flat, kind of really almost fluffy kind of blending brush, except it's got a nice tip to it, and it's got almost a flat ferrule, like it's kind of ovoid, I guess is the best way to put it. Let's see. I'll put that on the inside here. That's fun. This is definitely softer than what that plum color would look like. The plum color is good, is pretty intense, which is why I had second thoughts about going to that one next. You can see that's pretty soft.
Serene says the colors look so pretty, soft, and feminine.
Oh, I love them. And that's why I was so shocked to see that Tim Talia gave this a bad review, because usually I agree with her on most things. But on this one, I don't think that, I mean, maybe it's just a matter of personal preference. Some reviewers really like very pigmented eyeshadow, but pigmented eyeshadow, you know, is only really good if you want something with that kind of payoff. You know, it's like not everybody wants something that is that intense. You know, like I find that EBH palette, that was really intense, very kind of hard to work with, unless you want a really intense Instagram makeup look, and that's not always appropriate for real life for most people. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with one more little, because I mean I could even try to use all of the colors in this palette, and I would show you. I'll do that. I'll put all these colors on it in some way. And that way I can show you how soft this actually is, even if you're using all the colors. So this is actually a really pretty pink shimmer, and I'm going to put that on top of the matte, like near the corner. Kind of perk that up a little bit. I'm going to take this one, which is, let's go to this one, which is the Shimmer Lilac here in the center. And I'm going to take that here. You just kind of tap it in there. Sometimes it's fun to use your fingers. And with that texture, it's kind of pleasant, kind of soothing. I'm wiping off my fingers so I don't mix all these up. Okay, a little bit of drying. And then we have this Shimmer Purple, which is this one here. And again, it's more like a brown plum color. And it's quite dark. So I'm trying to be a little light-handed with it. I'm going to have to clean this up a little bit, but whatever.
Cheryl asked who gave it a bad review.
Temptalia.
Temptalia.
But as I mentioned at the beginning, I'm kind of operating under the assumption that a lot of the internet reviewers tend to have a healthy amount of disdain for brands their moms used to wear. So like the department store brands are things they kind of ignore or generally give bad reviews, even if they don't deserve them. And in this case, she rated this as if it was a Wet n Wild palette. I own palettes from like drugstore brands. This is still better quality than most of them. So yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I'm just messing around. Like I basically just went spot lop on this side with that really dark purple color, and it still looks pretty decent. So now I'm going to take this darker color that I was playing with, and I'm probably going to just smoke out my under eye a little bit with it. So I'm going to try not to go too crazy with it because I'm trying to keep this kind of soft. And
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Andy just ordered the new WG brushes yesterday. Not sure I needed them, but couldn't resist.
I have done that so many times. In fact, what I plan to talk, the reason why we didn't do a poll yet for tomorrow's subject is because I got something really fun that I want to talk about.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, I got this. It's the Bottle Blonde palette from Trixie Cosmetics. And check this out. Check it out. Oh my God. It has a color called WIG! Exclamation point. How could I not?
You had to.
How,
you just had to.
Could I not? And it was all sold out in the US. So I had to get this from an Australian company. So all of our Australian viewers who have to order from you know, across the world away, just know I just did that so I could get this book and that eyeshadow palette. So I kind of feel you. But yeah, I wanted to read some passages tomorrow because tomorrow we'll be drinking and it will be slightly raunchier. This is Trixie and Katya's Guide to Modern Womanhood. And that's Trixie Mattel and Katya. I cannot pronounce her fake last name as a drag queen, but it's something really fun.
Let me have a look. Maybe
here,
there you go.
Zamolodotch. Right?
Zamolodchikova.
Right. Yeah. That's better than I could have done. So.
Разбойник Десарпосиевский Teski, what do you got?
What?
Sorry, it's a running gag from the Three Stooges. There's they're pulling a scam on some obvious stand-ins for certain European dictators of the 40s, and he's playing. They're doing a bit to scam them, and they're breaking into Hungarian.
Oh,
because you know they're the Howard brothers, originally Gorvitzes, from their family's Hungarian, so they're doing this Hungarian bit, and so it constantly repeats this little phrase, and then throws in some heavily accented English to throw people off. Catherine says, a hummingbird flew into my truck the other day. It was kind of magical. Wow, inside your truck. Fantastic.
Wow. It just wanted to check it out. See what kind of package you bought with your car. That's so cool.
Is this a turbo package? Serena says, I find highly pigmented eyeshadows a bit intimidating for beginners like me. Also, I have tiny eyes, so it's hard to blend.
They are hard. I absolutely agree. And even though I've been playing around with this stuff for a long time at this point, like I still find those kinds of shadows to be really difficult. I'm going a little bit heavier with this light pink just because I like the way it's kind of brightening up my eye, especially since I want a little bit heavy, well, heavier than probably would be advisable with a nude eyeshadow look for my under eye. But I'm not going to line it, so that's cool. I do want to use a little bit of blurring powder once I'm done putting my mascara on. So I've got that. Do I have the...
What you looking for?
Did I have the thing with the concealers in it?
Concealers.
Around here? No.
I don't see... this one? Is this it?
No, that's eyeshadows. That's okay. I will make it work.
Okay.
So that is literally every single shade in this eyeshadow palette applied on my eye. Now, there are a few things I do want to say that are slightly critical, and that's that the highlighter shade is very shimmery. So if you're not really into kind of intense, slightly texturizing highlighters, as long as you keep it up here and here, if you don't have a lot of fine lines, that's great. Keep it off fine lines. I've noticed that if you put it on your whole lid, it really is very prone to highlighting your creases. Actually, can you go into the bathroom and get the baggie like this that has the concealers in it?
Concealers.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it's like a clear plastic bag. Because, yeah, I did plan on putting a little bit of cream-based concealer down here when I was done smoking my eyes out.
Here we go.
Yay!
Meanwhile, I got a couple of people asking if you got the Prince palette yet.
It has not arrived, but I did order it. In fact, I ordered both of them. I ordered the light one, the Let's Go Crazy, and the I forget what the You've Got the Look. That's what that one's called. But yeah, so I really am hoping that they're pretty, and the Let's Go Crazy palette in particular looks very, very cool to me. So let me go ahead and put some, I think I'm just going to do some mascara. But yeah, the other downside that I can think of is that, you know, obviously the payoff is not going to be super intense. So if you like really heavily pigmented eyeshadows, this is not going to be that palette. And the dark shade is a little bit unruly, like this plum color in the corner, because it really does kind of pack a punch, not like an ABH palette, not like that noir color in the ABH palette in particular. It's much softer than that, and it's still a little bit more buildable, but it is definitely harder to blend. So I went really, really light with it. I'm gonna let you talk, honey, while I do this, because I'm gonna make a mess otherwise.
That's all right, my treasure. Shelly says, that looks beautiful, Heather, and I'm covering your face as I do that. So I'll just read these out, okay? Let's see. Liz says, I think as we age, high pigments are tougher to pull off.
Totally. And super shimmery stuff, unless it's like a really magical formula. Pat McGrath, for example, is really fun to play with, even with the fine lines. But other formulas like Melt Cosmetics, oh God, I have their Smoke Sessions palette. I bought it just because they had a green color in it that looked like the jungle green crayon from the Crayola box, which is like one of my favorite crayon colors from being a kid. And I was like, I have to have this. And those eyeshadows are really beautiful, but man, that formula just highlights every single wrinkle. It's really hard to work with.
Serene says, you look, parenthetically, are beautiful. Yes, I agree completely.
Oh,
Serene.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Kathleen says, I don't put anything under my eyes now. No mascara or anything helps visually lift my hooded eyes.
What's your eye shape?
Oh, Kathleen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say she's... Good question.
I haven't actually considered that.
Sort of round almondy sort of shape, if that makes any sort of sense.
Maybe almond shaped. Yeah. You know, maybe like
round cat's eyes sort of thing.
Yeah, because they're not like Jennifer Lawrence hooded. They're like, you know, people with almond eyes that have a little bit of a hood going on kind of eyes. I've got that too. I've got round eyes with the hood. Though I think that whenever you put the crease shade, the darker crease shade, a little bit higher up than the hood, it really does help a lot. So it doesn't look that bad today after I put my makeup on, but that's why I'm pointing it out after I got my makeup on. I'm going to go ahead and put some concealer on under my eyes and then a little bit of powder, which is something I didn't do earlier. So I'm just going to use some cream-based stuff. Let's see, what do I want to use today? I really love NARS cream concealers for my under eyes. So I think today I'm going to go with vanilla and creme brulee. That sounds delicious.
Dang, now I want custard.
That sounds so delicious. Oh man. I mean, though, I have an honest question for you, honey.
Mm-hmm.
When do you not want custard? Right?
Well, custard is amazing.
Yes, it is. You will have no argument from me on that one.
Loida says the Prince palettes cost $55 each. Yeah, that's if you were able to get them while they were in stock. Otherwise, you know, you have to resort to scalpers and eBay.
Well, I think when I went to go order, the only thing that was sold out was the Vault, which made me super sad because I actually wanted the whole thing with all the casual liners and all of that. By the way, this one is the creme brulee, which is actually warmer and darker than my skin tone. It's a little bit of a color correction trick. That's why I kind of wanted to show it to you here. It's definitely warmer. Can you kind of see the difference?
Who, me?
No, I'm just asking
Okay.
everybody. Can you see the difference?
Okay, because I was taking a drink when you went.
That's okay. That's quite all right. I'm gonna go ahead and put on another color. I'm trying to find a good brush for this because I want it to be really soft. You know, I might stick to the same brush. I'm gonna go ahead and just do the other eye so I can switch brushes or switch concealer colors.
Liz says, do you consider Bare Minerals Mineral Veil to be a blurring powder at all?
Actually, I have some of that, and I don't know. I think that it's definitely more akin to that than their regular powder mineral foundation. But when it comes to blurring powders, I've tried Urban Decay's. I've not tried that one yet. I've tried Hourglasses. But my favorite is still the Pat McGrath. Why do you use that? Should I give it a try?
Yeah, let us know about that.
Because I'm on a mission to find like the right base makeup for me. It's still kind of a work in progress, which is why I'm trying all these different techniques and all these different products. Okay, I don't want to go too heavy-handed with the concealer because this isn't like that kind of look. All right, now I'm going to go in same brush with this light color just here in that corner. Kind of give it a nice little pop of light there, but without shimmer. And I'm going to set it because otherwise it's cream. It will probably crease, but right now it looks pretty good. All right. I love concealer. And the older I get, the more I like cream-based concealer.
I think that kind of plays into this question Shelley has.
Mm.
Heather, I have large bags under my eyes, genetics. What can I do about them? And my hoods are so bad they touch my eyelashes.
Well, if your hooding is that significant, you might actually want to talk to somebody about that because, I mean, it can actually start to impair your vision if you let that go. And then there's a medical necessity, which means that the insurance might actually pay for it. So, right? It's always worth looking into, particularly if your insurance will cover it. But yeah, it can actually get worse over time. So if it's already that significant, you might want to get that looked into. When it comes to under eyes, there are a few things you can do. And I've tried all kinds of things, including injectables. You know, it depends on what kind of bags you have. Like some people have the bags under their eyes, and I'm using a little bit of that Pat McGrath powder, just in the light shade. Like some people have fat pads under here that are like little bubbles that actually add volume. Like you can actually tell because it's like a little bulge that sticks out in the bottom and kind of hangs. That needs to be surgically removed. But again, if it actually impairs your vision, it can be covered by insurance. And even if it's not, it might still be worth it. Another thing that you might want to consider is if it's not that kind of bag under your eye, it could be the opposite, where instead of bulging out, it's kind of like you know, dipping in because it lost volume and the skin got thinner. And that's kind of what I've got going on, where I have these really dark circles under my eyes because the skin is thinner there, and I lost weight and I'm getting older. It's like a magical combination for that under eye area to just look really dark and really creepy. So I actually, and I want to show you how that concealer turned out with the blurring powder. Not bad with a ton of lights in my face. But I've actually had injections put in my tear troughs, which is this area here. Not recently. They've since worn off because they only last about a year. And definitely make sure you go to an experienced professional because it's not perilous, or not. It's not. Yeah, like there's actually a little bit of risk involved. So you want to go to somebody who knows what they're doing, so you don't, you know, hurt yourself by doing something cosmetic. But it can actually add volume to this area. Just don't add too much because you can end up with this thing called pillow face because filler travels, particularly in parts of your face that are really mobile, like your eyes and your lips. So again, you can kind of avoid a lot of those situations by going to an experienced professional who knows where to place stuff. And then trying to think if it isn't an issue of texture or the tissue having some underlying issue, then really just experiment with different concealers to see what would be the easiest path for you. I've noticed from personal experience, because I have dry skin, because I'm on a medication that dries my skin out, kind of on purpose. I have like a whole bunch of concealers and I play around with like all of them for different reasons. I think for just like everyday looks, like if you don't want to go crazy with it, these little Secret Camouflage palettes by Laura Mercier are fantastic for this kind of thing because you get 2 different colors and it's cream based, so it's a little bit more forgiving. And that's what I like because I have dry skin. If I use liquid concealers like this Dior Forever Skin Correct, I use this on zits. It's great on zits. Fantastic. Same thing with Tarte Shape Tape. Fantastic on zits. Really nice, creamy, you know, but it is still a liquid. And remember that with anything that is liquid like this, it's got a dry down effect. Dry down, as in it will dry your under eye area out. So if you have that issue where no matter what kind of concealer, if it's a liquid like this, no matter what you try, you end up looking cakey and parched and every single fine line ends up popping out at you. It could be because you're using something like Shape Tape or this Dior stuff or something like that, because, you know, these are good concealers, but they're liquid, and liquid concealer dries down just like liquid lipstick dries down. So it will accentuate fine lines and kind of dry your skin out underneath, which can actually accelerate the aging process. Not ideal. It'll make your eyes kind of irritated if you're in that boat. So I absolutely recommend trying something like this NARS cream-based concealer. They are so good. They're incredibly good. Like, they're some of my favorite concealers that I've tried. Bobbi Brown has really good cream-based concealers that are very forgiving and stay in place really nicely. Just make sure that anytime you're using a cream-based product like this, you set it with a little bit of powder, because otherwise, you know, it'll look really pretty and dewy, but it will also move around as you blink. Sorry if that sounded a little bit too wordy. I didn't mean to go on like an entire like tangent. And if anybody has any tips that I missed, please throw them in the comments, because we could all learn together from that stuff. So that's it. This is the look I came up with.
All righty. Good stuff. Shall we do some comments?
Sure.
All righty. Here we go. Shannon says, wearing wigs gives me an immediate eye and brow lift. Makes a huge difference for my hooded eyes.
Excellent. Yeah, wigs are magical. They are so transforming.
Kathleen says, by the way, Heather, really loving these colors on you.
Thank you. They're very easy to wear. They're very soft.
Liz asked that question about the blurring powder because she has a ton of it.
Oh, yeah. I love trying different blurring powders. In fact, I fell in love so much with that Pat McGrath powder that I ended up buying 3 different shades of it, just so I could play with it more and kind of experiment. So, I mean, I had to buy a refill anyway, so figured why not. So I actually got like the medium shade just for versatility and just to kind of play around and experiment with like different contour and highlight options. I also got the yellow, which let me see if I can find that one. Here's the yellow one. It's not very yellow. It's not like banana, like some powders can be. Still kind of reflective, kind of cool. In fact, I'll put a little on so you can kind of see what it does. I mean, you're not supposed to put a ton of it down there anyway, but it's definitely got a brightening effect. Yeah. Kind of warms things up under here a little bit. Yeah, so, all right. Now it's time for our tests. You want to do the tests, honey?
Okay, 1 second. Got a couple more.
Oh, okay.
You asked for suggestions. Shelly says, I've actually tried drawing a crease onto the hood to fake one. If I can get the line thin enough, it looks okay.
That sounds cool.
What else we got? Liz says the powder came with all the sets I got about 10 years ago, so I have it, but I don't know how it compares to any other one.
Oh, yeah.
Serene says, once I hit 40, I've had to switch up my face makeup a few times. I'm back on the quest again.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, it's never ending, I swear.
J Deb says, I have an aunt that needed to get the hoods on her eyes reduced.
It can actually be a problem. So that's why I always think that it's like a bad idea to shame people for cosmetic procedures, because sometimes they're medically needful and sometimes they're just needful for somebody to feel good, you know? So as long as they don't have like an issue where, you know, they have like body dysmorphia and, you know, like they don't have a nose anymore because they've had it done so many times. Like, you know, there's a whole variety of gray area in between, you know, no cosmetic surgery and way too much. And as long as it makes people happy, why not?
Amy says Laura Mercier's cream products are wonderful.
Yes, fantastic.
And Liz likes that Maybelline magic roller thing.
Maybelline is a good brand as far as like drugstore makeup and stuff goes. Like it's really, really nice. I mean, I love their they're like their city mini palettes, like little eyeshadow palettes. Those are so nice. I used the one that's got all the purples in it for a really long time. It was like the only eyeshadow palette I owned for like 3 years because I loved it so much.
Always Being Me says, have you any interest in airbrush makeup? Never tried it myself.
I would love to try it. It looks like I would make a gigantic mess though. Like it looks like something I would have to have done to me instead of trying to do it to myself, because I can't be trusted with something like that. I will make a gigantic mess.
All righty.
I'm going to grab a wig while we're doing this. I'm going to put on the warmest wig of the bunch that we're going to try on.
Hang on, I'm getting to that. Where are we here? There we go. Oh, boy.
All right. So, let me see here. Test number 1. Is it nude? The eyeshadow? Yes, absolutely. That's a no-brainer. I don't even have to think about that. Can you create a natural look with this palette? Yeah, this is absolutely work appropriate for sure. Like, not even a question. So let's get to the more important test. Is it neutral? So that means, does it go with, you know, all outfits, skin tones, and hair colors? So I'm going to use 3 different wigs for this particular test, right?
And this is the Calista in Nirvana Blonde R.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here for now. So we'll show that again before I take this off. I just want to, you know, do my little turn in my swivelly chair. Whee!
On the catwalk, you do your little turn on the
so
catwalk.
you could see this. So does this go with this warm hair color? I don't think that it's actually like the best match ever, honestly, but I don't think it's terrible. Like, I would not necessarily pick this palette necessarily to go with this hair color, but I don't think it would really look bad. I might change lipsticks though, because this is a really cool tone lipstick. I don't know, but yeah, just really really fun. I think it's gonna go better with the other two wig colors though. What do you think, honey?
I like it.
You like it? I like this wig. I like playing with it.
Let me see it. Let me see it off the screen. Turn. Let me see it in real life. I like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna lean forward so they can actually see some of the layers to turn around.
It works.
You're cute. I like you.
I'm fond of you too.
Oh.
You have. You engage my enthusiasm.
That sounds so filthy. Like, that's supposed to be for tomorrow night.
I can make anything sound filthy. All I've got to do is purr it.
You guys, I think it's the English thing, too. Like, I swear, it's only a matter of time whenever you're talking to an English person, especially a guy, before the conversation turns into, like, euphemisms about boobs. You guys used to have boobs in your newspaper.
One newspaper,
that still counts.
Heather.
One is still more than none.
It's a tabloid. I don't really count that as a newspaper.
Boobs.
What's your point?
I think you guys probably have a bigger tolerance for things that are naughty, and then you just kind of like relish it.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing.
And this color. This is Grayson in holographic blonde.
Yeah. Okay. I love this one. It's so much fun.
I like it too. Love a bit of holographic blonde.
Wee. This color is so fun.
Barbara says Nigel could say potato salad and make it sound seductive.
You want to try?
Well, my dear. How would you like some potato salad?
And yummy. Okay, so this is holographic blonde on Grayson. My hair is getting very long and it is actually peeking through more than I wish it were.
Serene says it looks great with that color.
Yeah.
Bettina says love it.
Yeah, I think it looks better with this one than it did the Nirvana blonde. So this is the wild card because it's pretty out there. Let's see if I can tuck more of my bio hair up in here.
It's wild.
I'm waiting for my bio hair to grow just a little bit more so I can actually get it to stay under my wig cap. And I don't like wearing adhesive because it can make me break out sometimes. So I try to avoid it.
Kathleen says, I need this wig. And he says, that looks great.
It's so pretty. I don't even want to take it off because it's just like, it's almost like tie-dyed.
Bettina says it rocks.
Yeah, this looks really good. I think this one absolutely gets an A+. You want to bring me the other one, honey?
Holographic blonde wins.
I'm going to do one more turn so people can see. This is the back. This is the back. Shaking my head.
This is your left. That's your left.
This is your left. That's your left. Okay. Aquatine Hunger Force callback. Okay, that's yours.
Here.
Alrighty. Here is Juniper and Mermaid Kisses, which is the cool color that I picked.
Yes, indeedy. Did you put the thing up?
No, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. This one is the Juniper in Mermaid Kisses R.
Which is almost like a gray color almost. Not quite, but it's much cooler. This totally goes with this really well, particularly with this necklace. What do you guys think? I'm gonna do a little turn. Whee!
Well, you've got a lot of people interested in the holographic blonde.
Yeah, that one's gonna be on the store and on Amazon once it arrives.
Ooh. Let's see. Serene's, what does it say? Serene said, I missed it. It moved. The in-between hair growing stage is brutal. To which, from Flab to 14er says, no kidding, I have to have my head buzzed for brain surgery. Now it's a stubby mess. Well, we wish you all success with that.
Yes, definitely. I'm looking forward to buzzing my hair again someday, honestly.
Mert says you look good in this.
Thank you. I think this is a fun color. Got a lot going on. Just a ton going on. It's like green and pink and It's got a little bit of peachy yellow in it and just a ton. All right, well, I think we're good. I think that is basically it, except I need to give you the secret word for today.
Oh, the secret word?
Yes. Yes?
What is the secret word?
Oh, okay. I thought you were giving me the intro as if you knew.
No. No, I'm just building anticipation.
All right. They're completely random words, and the word for the last one is elephant. So
Elephant.
don't put them all together, but it's elephant. Yeah.
Wasn't going to.
Yeah, because we want people to watch the videos. Because I wanted them to be things people couldn't guess. Like, I didn't want to make the passwords like wig, topper, hairspray, one of the brand names, because, those are easy to guess. I deliberately went with non sequiturs because you would either have to hear them from somebody else or you would have to get through the video to know what they are.
Oh,
so
excellent.
Yeah, honey?
Flab14er says, yeah, the photo is me in the halo, and it was a huge success. Thank you. Hooray!
Wow, that is impressive. I bet it's really hard to sleep. But wow, cheers to you.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Outstanding to hear.
Well, I think we did everything. Let's make sure that you sign up for the newsletter, particularly now that we've announced that we're going to be moving to Vimeo after the next few live streams. So sorry, for some reason I couldn't talk. But just make sure that you sign up for the newsletter, because that's where we'll send out the announcements. If you're already a patron on Patreon, you will get the announcements through there, because we will be posting the announcements through email as well as through Patreon. And you do not have to sign up for our Patreon in order to watch live streams. They're still completely free. They're just going to be hosting them on a different platform. I just need to get a break from YouTube for a little bit. So we're going to take a break and go enjoy the weather before it gets crazy hot down here in Georgia. And then we're going to reboot the series for the summer and the fall and the winter to probably on Vimeo. And again, we will send those announcements out via email. So make sure you're signed up. And we will also be sending them via Patreon if you are a subscriber there. So that's patreon.com/CysterWigs.
Yes.
And that's about it. So thank you.
Sorry,
quit it.
I'm trying to help. I'm helping. I'm helping.
You are, honey. Yay. Thank you for rising to the occasion, dear. You did an admirable job once you were in it to win it. So I appreciate it. Did just take a few minutes today?
Yeah.
It's okay. We're getting there, right?
It's just domino effect.
That's okay. I also wanted to take a moment to thank you guys for hanging out with us. I found out at literally 4 o'clock-ish today. So after I did all these updates on Patreon that I spent like a week editing, I found out at 4 that my dad has liver cancer. So, I don't want to milk that for sympathy or anything like that. But if you could send a prayer his way, I'm sure he would be genuinely appreciative of that. And that's all I really want to say about that. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. It's been a real mood lifter for me in particular after the afternoon I've had. So thank you.
It's been a day.
Absolutely. But you guys have been the real bright spot. So thank you for hanging out with both of us. Nigel, you want to say anything before we wrap up?
Just thanks. Just general thanks for all the support and sticking with us on this and tolerating my technical snafus.
You got there today. In the end.
We got there in the
That's
end.
Right.
Eventually.
That's right.
But anyway, yes. So thank you for that, and thanks for joining in. And see you tomorrow, we hope.
Bye, everybody. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. CysterWigs 2. Bye, everybody.